You're probably aware of the concept of hedonic adaptation, but if not, it's basically this. Any new level of happiness or joy or pleasure in your life, you will quickly adapt to and it will become the new normal. Take, for example, that feeling you got when you got your first car as a teenager. You know, all those weeks, months, years saving up, delivering newspapers and washing dishes just so you could get behind the wheel of your very own Honda. It might have been a few decades old, it might have burnt a bit of oil, but damn, it was yours and it felt good to get behind the wheel. Then a few years go by and all of a sudden you start lusting after that shiny BMW. You see those ads driving down the coast with the hot girl in the passenger seat. Yeah, that's what I want too. All of a sudden, that old Honda isn't cutting it anymore. Flash forward, and you're behind the wheel of that BMW. It's great for a week or two, until you see Joe down the street driving his new Tesla, and you start to think, wouldn't that be nice? You see how this all works, right? Well, I'm not here to talk about hedonic adaptation in the form of getting used to a more cushy or a more luxurious lifestyle. I want to talk about something different today, something not a lot of people talk about. It's what I'm calling hedonic de-adaptation. If it's so easy for our comfort levels to adapt to rising levels of consumption, why is it so hard to go in the opposite direction? Why is it that you don't often see successful business people riding down the street on an old bike in a secondhand sweater? Or, why is it so uncommon to see people drinking room temperature water instead of, any number of sugary, caffeinated, overpackaged beverages? Because it seems that hedonic adaptation in the traditional sense seems to happen on autopilot, whereas hedonic de-adaptation, in the absence of serious misfortune, of course, is extremely hard. Downward lifestyle shifts are extremely hard. Not to mention the fact that we live in a society that celebrates more, that consuming more is better, and that is a signal of our status in the hierarchy of society. So why would we choose to consume less in the face of that? It seems that hedonic adaptation, in the sense of lifestyle inflation, is driven purely by the subconscious mind. That is, the dopamine hit of wanting and the instant gratification of getting what you want. This is why it can so easily create a positive feedback loop, growing and increasing and building on itself forever. Conversely, hedonic de-adaptation offers very little in the way of short-term benefits. No one is going to feel those feelings of intense satisfaction from canceling a cell phone plan, nor are your dopamine receptors gonna feel that hit when you're sitting in the rain waiting for the bus. So why even bother? What's the point of striving for less anyways? Well, without even knowing it, so many of us have adapted to lifestyles, inflated lifestyles, that are no longer serving us. They're detrimental to our health in so many ways. We've replaced seasonal produce with sugary, processed convenience foods. We opt for motorized transport instead of using our bodies and giving them the physical activity they crave to stay fit and healthy. These lifestyles are also damaging to our personal finances. I think you'll agree that saving becomes nearly impossible when we've created these lifestyles that define necessities as things like eating out every day, drinking craft beer, or owning multiple vehicles. And these lifestyles are damaging to the planet when we can buy whatever we want, whenever we want, and have it show up at our door in 2 days or less, delivered by fossil fuel, of course. Not to mention the fact that all these things we think we need will just end up in the landfill anyways. So I'm talking about hedonic de-adaptation today because I believe that we can truly stand to reap long-lasting gains in our lives by making intentional choices to simplify. The deep fulfillment of a nourishing home-cooked meal is available to all of us, regardless of our financial status, as is the invigorating sweat of a bike ride on a warm spring day. Because when we pursue activities like this, we pursue the long-term health of our bodies, of our finances, and of the environment. Most importantly, we can find the free time to do all of these things as a complete family unit. Without the financial needs of an inflated lifestyle, we can say goodbye to that 9 to 5 separation imposed on us by work and by school, and instead liberate ourselves. Hedonic de-adaptation takes intention. It's hard, and it's really hard to strive for less in a society that celebrates more. But like anything that takes effort, the rewards are there for those of us who are willing to put ourselves out there, take chances, take risks, and reap those gains for ourselves.